Why, hello again. It's the Gold Dragon himself, Lord Scorpion 13, and this is Raid Shadow Legends Free to Play Challenge 2025. I've always wanted to say that. Ever since I started streaming on YouTube. First of all, it's never been because I'm trying to make money at it, or I'm looking to be the next viral sensation. No, nothing like that. What I've been wanting is just to be able to share a game that I enjoy playing with other people who enjoy playing the game. And I'll be the first to admit, I'm not an in-game player. There's quite a bit of the game that I've never really been exposed to. And that's what makes this so much fun. I took a chance and I filled out an application, and I shall be participating against other creators in Hell Hades Free to Play Challenge 2025. And I am so excited I can barely stand it. Because one thing that I happen to be really good with is early game. Considering the fact of how many accounts I've started and ran for the first month or so. And I have decisions to make for this. And let me tell you what my thoughts are. And maybe you can give me some quick advice between now and the time we start. One of the things that makes it a lot better is I don't have to decide what download link. All the creators gain access to the same download link, so puts everything on an even keel. One of the characters that I am extremely excited to try, because I've never ran her before, I've never gotten her, is Ugo. Start the game with her. Magic Affinity, Ogre Types, Epic, and let's look at her together so we can figure out what makes her so awesome. Alright? First skill, Black Hand. Attacks when enemy has a 35% chance of placing a leech debuff for 2 turns. The chance increases by 5% for each alive enemy. I like leech. And as I said in all of my videos, if you see an ability that you're not 100% certain of, they got this little more info. So let's click on it and scroll down here so I can, in case you're not familiar with it. Leech. Any champion that attacks the champion with Leech debuff heals for 18% of inflicted damage. Now that's nice. Put a lifesteal on top of that and you're pretty much guaranteed to stay alive. At least that's my thought. Alright, next skill. Maelstrom Rack. Gotta love the name for these skills, you know? Attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a big version of decreased defense for 2 turns. Also has a 50% chance of placing a block buffs debuff for 2 turns. The chance of placing block buffs increases by 5% for each alive enemy. And that 75 with books to 100 every 3 turns. And that goes up to 75% chance. That's just, like I said, that just screams utility. A decrease, 100% decrease, big version, 100% decreased defense. That's War Maiden right there. Plus the block buffs. Yeah, buddy. I can see why she's so popular now. Let's get to her third skill real quick. Ugo's Brew removes all heal reduction debuffs from all allies. Then removes one random debuff from all allies. Then heals all allies by 20% of this champion's max HP. If all allies are dead, revives them with 50%, then fills their turn meters by 50% instead. Every 4 turns. So we got a nice heal and a revive all if she's the only one standing. I like that. Passive skill. Places a 30% increased speed buff and a block damage buff on this champion for 1 turn. Whenever this champion's last living ally is killed. With that looks perfect in, say, a clan boss, where she's the last one standing, puts a block damage, increased speed, and then heals everybody up heals everybody up on that Ugo's Brew. Yeah, I can see why everybody's so pleased with her. And at level 25, if I'm not mistaken, no, it's not a legendary, we get Tagar. Also magic affinity out of the orcs. For skill, the magic stick. Yeah. Attacks one enemy twice, places a 60% increased debuff, or 60% increased debuff, increased defense buff. Man, I really can't talk to that.
I understand nothing of what you just said.
For 2 turns on the ally with the lowest current HP. Now that's nice. Second skill, charge can't. Attacks all enemies, places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. Then heals all allies by 15% of this champion's max HP. Got another healer. 5. That's 15. 35% on a 3-turn cooldown. Very nice. Third skill. Revives all dead allies with 30% HP. Also places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns, equal to 20% of this champion's max HP. Every 5 turns, and that's everybody. All dead allies. A little less conditional than Ugo's, but still, it's a revive all. And passive, aids the feeble. Decreases the damage received by allies with 50% HP or less by 10%. Okay, that works. And increase ally HP in all battles by 25. So that's what the download link is going to give us to start. Now, there are 2 things I have to look at from the very beginning. One is we are allowed new player codes. I'm almost sure there is. So I know that Loki will probably be sought out by others. Loki's good. I've seen Loki just shine in the arena. And I've seen him with some use in dungeons, but I've just seen him just dominate arena because of that right there. His misstep. gives himself a perfect veil at the start of each round, and drops a perfect veil if his HP drops below 50. Has a 15% chance to evade an enemy skill, and all its accompanying effect. If this champion is under a veil or perfect veil, that chance to evade increases to 30%. Active effect: if this champion's HP is below 50, then target with an enemy skill has a 100% chance to evade that skill and all accompanying effects. The guaranteed evade then goes on to cooldown, and he can use it 4 turns later. So I've seen him a lot in the arena, and if I was to choose him as my starter, as my beginner promo code, that's where I would be using him. The next one that's going to be extremely popular, I actually have on this account, and that's Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong, besides bringing the sheep and a speed boost in arena, revives this champion with 100% HP and a 100% turn meter 3 turns after they were killed. So if you don't deal with him quick, you're sorry. And that's where I would see, yes, if I chose Sun Wukong, yes, I would use him to help with campaign farming early on, but then he would just go into the arena. So, what my plans are, and you may look at me weird for this, but my plans are to get a lure. Magic Affinity, Demon Spawn Faction, Rare Attack. First skill, attacks 3 times at random, decreases the target's turn meter by 25% on each critical hit. Now that's good in Fire Knight because it's a triple hitter, and it drops the turn meter by 25% on each critical hit. Because those are the 2 things you want in Fire Knight. You want multi-attack and you want turn meter reduction. So there's that. Second skill, Temptation, attacks all enemies twice. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense debuff for return. Places a sleep debuff on 1 turn for 1 turn on targets under decreased defense debuffs. Now, give me a second here. I believe Phantom Shogun, either Phantom Shogun or Sand Devil's Necropolis. You want to keep the boss asleep. So she works out perfect for that. Plus I've used her before. She's real good at wave control and everything else, especially with that second skill. So that's why I will probably be choosing a lure. Now her third skill Attacks when enemy has an extra 30% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Will ignore 50% of the target's defense. Yes, every 6 turns, but it's a nice healthy hit. And her aura increased ally accuracy and faction crit by 50. So she will probably be my choice. Now, the last thing that I'm tinkering with is dealing with my starting champion. Now, first of all, everybody who is anybody is going to be starting with Decale. And I mean, what's not to like? You got this turn meter filled once he kills something. You got the 5% poisons every 2 turns. And you got the little poisons. You got the little poisons on his first skill. So, excuse me. So, unless I chose, if I didn't choose him, I would be having some issues, especially in early clan boss, and maybe in dragons. But here, notice this. 103 speed, 1200 attack, right? Hundred and 7 speed, 233 attack. She's faster. And if I was to choose Elhain as my starter, I would basically be saying, okay, I'm choosing her so I have a campaign farmer that I just don't have to worry about. With the attack all enemies on her second and third skill, then, like I said, I wouldn't have to worry about it. Put her in lifesteal gear, get her mastery set up, get her crit rate up to where I can get her out of crit rate gear and put her in, say, cruel or even offense for the extra damage, and give her some nice jewelry to go with that hair. Then maybe she wouldn't get eaten again. But that's my 2 choices for right now. I've been looking into this, and shoot, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep between now and the time that this is supposed to start, because I am extremely excited for just having the chance to play the game with some of the best content creators on the internet with this game. I was saying in Discord, I said I feel like a little kid surrounded by my superstars, and that's the way I feel. And I honestly hope that I'm looking to have lots of fun in it. I'm looking to learn from the greats, and whatever information that I learn, I want to share it with y'all. There's sometimes you learn a tip or trick, but most of the time, if you're learning something that'll benefit everybody, you share it so everybody can enjoy it. And that's what I'm looking at here. So, basically, my only decision right now is who's going to be my campaign farmer, or who am I going to start with as my starting champion? Will it be Kale? Will it be Elhain? The other two, I've run accounts where I've used all 4 starting champions before, so my choices will be from experience. It won't be from just what ifs. I've run Gaelic. Gaelic is slow. He is. When you start getting him into brutal, he can do okay in chapter 12, but he needs help to get to chapter 12. But he does pretty good in arena. Ethel, she really didn't need the help, but she's just so, I'm sorry, she's slow. She's slow, and when you're setting up the AI for your teams, you have to tinker that AI, because the AI is not going to work the way you want it to. My oldest account, the one I got from my friend, has Ethel as the campaign farmer. Has Ethel and Xena. And those two can pretty much carry anything I put in front of them. So, like I said, I got experience with her. This account, you see, I got a Kaleo right there. Oh, and by the way, I finally got Valerie up to 5 stars and got those stars red. I'm still trying to decide on a blessing for her. If you want to give me some advice on that, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below. I'll read. I really don't get any comments, so if it pops up there, I'm going to read it. So, and dealing with this account, like I said, it's a fun account. He's fun in tag team, even though I do need to work on his gear a little bit more. And as you can see there, I got my Huntress. And I'm working on my Bloodhorn right now. Once I get those, and here's the thing that gets me. It only lets you do it once, which is kind of sad. It only lets you get 1 copy of the Bloodhorn and 1 copy of the Huntress through the bazaar. So if I wanted to keep one, if I wanted to build one, then I couldn't. Then I wouldn't be able for Broadmow. And as you can see, he needs to be awakened. And see, I had no void shards. But Rock Beast needs to be awakened, and then I'll be able to fuse. I'll have my first Void Epic, I think. Let's check. I think I had any Void Epics. Yeah, he's not a Void. No, he'll be my second Void Epic, Slixus. Slixus is my first one. And I haven't really done anything with him yet, except for trying to get him some levels. But and I have the part 2 of my beginner series. I already have it recorded. All I have to do is go ahead and get it edited and uploaded, which I'm going to try to get it done either tonight or tomorrow, so I can get it out and start working on go ahead and get that 3rd episode out. So even though I'm going to be posting more updates with the free-to-play challenge, I'm going to still be try to giving out the content that I said I was gonna. So I'll leave it up to discussion down below. You know me, I'm not a major fan of min-maxing, and I don't like the cookie cutter builds. So is choosing Kale just falling into line with everything else, or is El Hain just gonna make me stand out like a black sheep? I look forward to your comments down below. And if you're liking content like this, then feel free to like and subscribe and turn that little notification bell on so you will be warned the next time my annoying voice shows up on the internet. And until then, y'all have a good one, alright?
I think I like this dragon.